Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are the Common Sense Sisters. I don't know. Can you hear us? If you can
hear us, let us know in the comment section, okay?
We can see people already here. If you're joining us from the previous live,
you're welcome. My name is Yo-Yo.
My name is Ella.
Please smash the like button. I can see that we have 4 people already on here, and it is increasing. So smash the like button, okay? Okay. Now
we're in the season of Valentines.
Yes.
Valentine has come, and as you can see, for this topic. For now, we're talking about proposals because many people are going to get proposed to this weekend or on Monday. And we've been seeing lots of videos on social media about proposals. You know, some people are getting slapped, some people are getting pushed. Things are happening in the social media.
Crazy things are happening.
Hey, Lola, welcome. Thank you. Let us know so that you can hear us. So there's this question now. My man has proposed. I have said no. Is our relationship over?
Yeah. Thanks, Jay, for confirming.
Thanks, Jay. Is the relationship now over?
Yes, because I said no. He asked for my hand in marriage, and I said no. Does it mean that the relationship is now over? So we are waiting for people to come in. Yeah, okay. All right.
Thank you. Oh, our passengers on board flight, common sense.
Yes, from the relationship angle. They're flying to the quarter of Valentine relationship.
Of course.
AKA, people are going to be proposed to, and there will be a proposer and a proposee. Now we have like 2 videos that we're going to play on here
from a special guest.
2
videos.
And then we have a guest that will come in, and then we open the panel for the debate. This one, I am ready for it. I am ready for it. So while we're getting ready for the video,
please remember to like the video and bring your friends and family and your lovers and your enemies to come and watch. Okay, let's all start with the first video.
I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You can go to them. Why are you here? Excuse me. Do you think I'm just any type of gay? I don't understand.
I am like too much to be mumu. Think about your life. You are a failure. You are a failure. You can never make.
That is the sad video. Number 1, public proposal gone wrong. Now to the next video.
Very sad
videos.
Very sad. So now
and there's also a picture, a short story.
You can see
this is civil church engagements. They are wearing the same ashwebi.
No, not this is not ashwebi. Anko is what they call it.
They
call anko when 2 people that are in a relationship. Me, I used to know it as husband and wife, but this one maybe the relationship has gone very far into the point where they want to be
matching each other.
You can see the gentleman there before the altar of the Most High, in the presence heavily presented by the pastor in a blue coat, blue and a brown coat. He asked the woman that's in a relationship with.
You can see he's still holding the ring on the second picture.
And the man looks like he has hopes that she would say yes. He's all smiles. and it appears that Madam, the lady,
she's not ready.
You see her hand is like, rara.
Yeah, she's not ready for that marriage yet.
And you see on the other side, the man is deflated.
So yeah, that's what we're going to be asking and addressing today. We want to know if a woman says no to a relationship, to a marriage, marriage proposal, doesn't mean the relationship is over. And Jay, yeah, we've been seeing this. I don't know whether it's a skit. People have been saying it's a skit. I don't know. But yeah, I also know that some
people
women,
there's people who actually do that,
who cause bodily harm to men.
There are people who do that public proposal and it backfires on them, especially for the men and all those type of things. I cannot understand, why it's that way. But anyways, we have a special guest before we drop in the link for the whole show today. I don't know, should they really, his proposal, do you want to marry me? Say yes or no
question.
I don't think that the relationship should end because of that too. But
but it depends on how the woman said no. So for example, the 2 videos that we found online, of those 2 women, one pushed the guy, the second one pushed the guy, and then the other one not only slapped him twice,
she assaulted him,
poured the whole cake on him. He's like, why do you think you have to do that to somebody?
Personally, I think that woman should go to jail.
She should be sued for that.
Nobody has the right to put their hands on another person. No, unless you are doing self-defense, that the person tried to harm you or whatever.
And if it's a skit, it's very, very silly.
It's a tasteless skit.
It's very, very
tasteless.
What do you gain to give like that? That makes sense.
Anyway, let's bring in our special guest.
For every other person.
Yep.
This is for the season of Valentine and people who celebrate Valentine. This video
is for you.
Let's come back to Valentine. Valentine. I don't want to know the story. The story that happened that they said they are celebrating as Valentine does not deserve celebration. The story himself does not deserve celebration. Is it a sweet story? The story has nothing to celebrate, but the enemy just choose that story because that man, that Valentino, or what do they call him? They know that everybody loves the man because the man is a good person. He helped people. He showed love to everybody. Yet, how did he die? Useless death, terrible death, rejection. If you know the story very well. Now, is that thing they need to celebrate? No. But they purposely choose it because they need a day. The kingdom of darkness are operating under that statement, Valentine. It's a day they will send spirits above. All the atmosphere will be filled with that spirit. In fact, the moment you are approaching, concentrate. The moment you are approaching February 14, you will discover uncontrollable sexual urge will be started coming. People that know what I'm saying, they know what I'm saying. Atmosphere, when you are breathing, uncontrollable sexual urge will start coming. Both old and young, married and single.
Uncontrollable sexual urge.
Those of you that are celebrating Valentine and you're proposing, maybe this is why your relationship is not working.
What I am thankful for is that Mama Gio did not say this urge is only from single people. He said you are married or you are single, your sexual urge increases as Valentine is coming. Hi, Kwesi. How are you? Longest time. How are you?
So yeah, the gist of today
is 2 in 1.
2 in 1. If you are proposing around the Valentine time,
are you gonna do it publicly or privately?
If it's either publicly or privately, if your woman says no to you, public or private, does it mean that everything you shared is over? She's only saying no to a marriage.
Maybe she's not ready at that time.
Not to the relationship.
Because maybe she still wants the relationship, but she's not in a place. She's not at that place where she wants to really
get married.
Do time. How does Toby used to say? Do time with you. So married people shouldn't have uncontrollable. No,
if they're even married, why should it be called uncontrollable? If your partner,
if you are married and your urge is uncontrollable as we are approaching the season of love,
it's a Valentino problem.
Mommy Gio definitely says that no, it's not good.
What is there to celebrate about Valentine? Your woman tell you what?
Please. smash the like button, and also click on the link. Let's come and talk. This public proposal thing, I think the women that say no with violence, the men, they should report them and they need to be in jail.
Yes.
They need to pay a fine though, because that's assault. As far as I'm concerned, if you don't want the man, that's fine. But don't come in there and then be slapping somebody. Are you okay? And you expect that, the man should not strike back. What do you mean? Because you're a woman. Yeah. And then we could also see the second proposal that the guy was crying at the mall. That man was, oh my God.
He was dejected.
Oh my God.
You babes, if you know only say no, you went to go and be pushing his head.
Yes. Why now?
Why do some women think that they can be hitting men?
For me, the worst one is in the church. Those people that are looking for a God-fearing man. Now you have a God-fearing man who come before the altar of the Most High to propose to you. You say, oh my, I wonder if you are told that, my dear, let's just wear this cloth today. He has her hair done, everything. The woman put on together. Rara, pastor say, why? Asunder. Asunder. Samolu, you are here.
Okay.
Come and see what our gender is doing to your gender.
Agenda.
Welcome back to Common Sense Sisters. Number one, I'm not going to blame all the ladies. I'm going to blame all the guys. They are very stupid and foolish. Do you know why? Yes, those guys are very stupid and foolish. Number one, as a man, when you are dating somebody, you have to know the level of relationship you have built your relationship to the extent that you know that if I propose to this girl anywhere, even when the parents are there, she will not say no. You will have built that kind of relationship. You know what I mean? It's not that when you are like an assistant boyfriend, you are just an assistant boyfriend. I spoke about this thing when Temiti was because we went to the same uni, and I think that was a lingo that was common in my uni then in those days. We used to have assistant boyfriend academics, assistant boyfriend finance, all those stuff. Because when you are dating somebody, you will know that, I am the real guy. It's just only between us that in the relationship. So most of these guys, I think what they are trying to do is that they are trying to work on the emotion and the environment of the ladies they are dating to force them in, agreeing to marry them. Because when you're dating someone, you will have in the kind of relationship you have built over years, you will have understand that if I tell the lady will have even been looking up to it that, I want him to propose to me. I am ready to. Those conversations you will have had it at one time or the other. It won't be like you start dating somebody like 1 month or 2-3 months, and you're already feeling like, I'm going to be the husband. Do you even know you're just using it to pass time? You will not when you're dating. I have had a relationship that in my mind I know that there's nothing is going to happen in this relationship. We are just catching fun. We are using ourselves to catch cruise. And I believe that the ladies should also know, because women they have this intuition and they know what they really want. There is no way a man will have everything he has. Even if the lady is shy outside, she's very shy, she doesn't like public validation and all those stuff, and you propose to her and he knows that you are the right man for her, she will never turn you down. And I believe the moment that thing has happened like this, you should know that this relationship is not, nothing is coming out of the relationship. Maybe she doesn't like publicity or not. Nothing is going to happen after this relationship. I think, and another problem I see is that we are trying to embrace a culture that is alien to us. It's not very common I don't know when this thing started. I think maybe it's on the movie. We've been watching a lot of movies.
Social media,
and
also
social media also from the celebrities. Celebrities always want to do something like that and put it on their page.
We can see Nigerian celebrities, because I never really see Nigerian celebrities do public proposal. Now regular people, it's everyday people that do public proposal.
Okay, maybe if I'm not saying that, let's say social media influencers, all those stuff.
Nigeria has this beautiful thing about weddings. So there are many ordinary everyday people that do public proposal.
That we now other people will not go and carry it on their heads
to copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's true. We have not really seen it. Maybe a lot of celebrity they might not show their proposal video until maybe after they got married or something like that. Maybe they do. But the one thing is that we're being influenced by something that is alien to us. That is not something, because the white people are, or the people that are used to this type of culture. It's not even, you don't really even see it. Have you ever seen anybody on the street while you're in the mall? You see people proposing to each other. I'm even surprised that you just see a lot of crazy youth. It's not, you will even see people that don't even have a job. Both of them, they don't have a job. They will be proposing, or like see somebody in NYSC, somebody that is still doing youth call. You are proposing, bringing a ring. Why are you proposing to somebody that you are not going to get married to in the next maximum 3 months? Why are you doing the proposal? It doesn't make sense. And everybody will be around. They will be telling the lady, say yes, say yes, say yes. And I love all the ladies that always say no. Get out, you are very, and push them. Because why do you want to put me under pressure to make a lifetime decision about myself, about my future?
Yeah.
That video, even let's say, even if the lady is not going to marry and she say yes, the video can be used against her in the future. Maybe she wants to go into another relationship, and they will say, oh, she was engaged to so person at the time. This is the video. It was on social media, this and that. All those stuff. Those things doesn't make sense. If you want to propose to somebody, you should have known the level of relationship you have built your relationship to before you doing that proposal. And some of these guys, the lady are just taking their money for free. They know they are not going to marry them. That's why when they say, they just push them out. Who are you? What do you think? Because I am just chopping your money small. The little change you have, you think that you can propose to me. It's not going to. That's my own point.
But Jay, before Jay, I wanted to ask Samulu, like, okay, what is the sense? Okay, it's a healthy relationship or whatever, but the woman is just not ready without all this violence, because I'm against all those women that will go and be slapping the man and pushing the man. We're all against that. But in the sense that they are in a relationship, but the woman just said no. She's not ready to get married, but she wants to continue as boyfriend, girlfriend for now. In the future, yes, maybe, but now she's not just ready. Whether it's public or private proposal, do you think that by saying no, the relationship is over?
Well, I can't really say the relationship is over, but it's going to affect the guy among his friends. It's going to affect his guy, because it will be a laughing stock among the guys that this, can you see how you disgrace yourself and all those, and that alone can damage the relationship. He wants to try again in the future with the girl, or give the lady some times. So I believe that somehow it may affect their relationship, but maybe out of 100, maybe 10% of it can eventually go into marriage. But a lot of time when something like this has happened, I'm not sure the relationship will go beyond that. It's going to work. It's going to end normally, especially for African or for we black people.
So now the guy is running on a perception tank. Okay, Jay, what do you have to say about this matter? Personally, I don't think he should end, even if he says his friends are laughing at him and all that stuff. Which means
that's why I should have proposed.
Which means that he's a man that is moved by what people will say.
That's why I should have proposed in private.
Jay, what do you have to say on this matter?
Okay, so let me start with that video, especially that first one where the girl was hitting the guy. Essentially, it was assault. Yes. I don't we all agree that was wrong. That was a horrible thing. You can say no, use your words. You don't have to use your hands. And I'm not going to justify it, but sometimes some men, after behaving badly, like cheating or whatever, then they want to come with flowers and cake. I saw somebody holding guitar. Somebody was holding the guitar in the video. Yeah, and I'm like, are you trying to pressure somebody into saying yes to you, even so that they can completely ignore your bad behavior? There's some people do that sometimes. Yeah. So it doesn't justify the woman. The woman should not have hit the man. That I completely disagree with that. But
let's just keep in mind that some people actually do those public proposals as a way to pressure somebody into making a decision when they've been behaving badly. So let me just put that on one side. I think to answer your question about if your woman says no when you propose to her, like, is the relationship over? I don't want to say that the relationship is over, but the relationship is in danger. And the only reason why I say the relationship is in danger is because your communication is just completely off. Like, you guys are just on the complete, you're in opposite side. You're not even in the same book. You're maybe in the same library, but you're not even in close to each other in your mindset, because these are things that you should be talking about. You should know when your partner is ready to make that commitment, right? You should be having these conversations on a regular basis. So how is it that you've completely missed the boat, that you don't know whether your partner is going to say yes or no? Like, to me, that's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So if somebody says no to a proposal, you should probably reevaluate that relationship and ask yourself, how did I get to this point that I've completely, like, I don't even know that my partner is not ready to get married? Like, how did we get here? So to me, the relationship might not be over, but you guys are in a danger zone. Like, you need to come back to the table. There has been some form of miscommunication that's happened along the way for you to get to the point where you don't know that your partner wants to say yes or your partner wants to say no. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to generalize because, but I think people are really afraid of having those kind of conversations in relationships. And I'll speak from a woman's perspective. Is I think a lot of the time people want to be surprised. They want that fairy tale. Oh my God, I didn't see this coming. Oh my God. And be crying and all that
fainting.
And that's probably why they don't want to ask those questions, because they don't want to know. The woman might want to get married. She might want to get married, right? But she wants that fairy tale. So she wants to ask the right questions, right? She just wants to have that conversation. And I feel like people should be having those conversations regularly, so you know whether you're on the same page.
But I think don't you think that the women, they hint? Because we women, if we want something, we passively just, you say
in different ways.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, of course.
In the future, or whatever. Even if they are dating somebody, some women can pass it and be like, hopefully mine in the future. Guess it's kind of awesome surprise or whatever. No, it's like sometimes they passively communicate it. Sometimes they tell their friends that the man knows, or the whispers everywhere, those type of things. Like sometimes, so that's what we're talking about, the communication in the relationship.
Yeah, because sometimes
who your woman is.
Yeah, because sometimes we assume, and I've learned this over the years, is men need you to be a little bit more direct and specific. You can give hints, you can, but not every man is intuitive like that. They can't read your mind. You have to open your mouth and say exactly what it is, how you want it. So I don't think that sorry, I got distracted by reading the comment. What was I saying?
You don't think that relationship should end? There will be a crack.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I am with it. Oh yeah, I was about to say, when I first met my partner, and because we've been together for a while, and in our first year, I'm like, we'll see. I like you. I think I see a future with you, and you will talk about that kind of stuff. But I did say, because I remember our first Christmas together, he gave me a gift, and one of the gifts was in a ring box. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to say it. I was just praying to God that it wasn't a ring.
Because promise me. Promise the ring. People that stop that nonsense.
Because I'm like, oh my God. I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, like, no, like, there's no way. So I opened it. Thankfully, it wasn't. But that was what hinted me. Okay, I think we need to start having these conversations so nobody is caught off guard. And, like I also said, because when my fiance proposed to me, even before he did, I didn't even know what he was planning behind the scenes. But I was incredibly specific. I'm like, I do not want a public proposal. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not, like, I don't want somebody taking photos. I don't want to do anything. Like, just don't. So people need to learn how to communicate these things effectively. The relationship might not be over, but the chance of that relationship lasting, you have to put in the work, honestly, because somebody has missed the boat somehow, somewhere, like some way, for you to not know where your partner stands in terms of having a future with you. And it might not necessarily mean the person doesn't like you or doesn't see a future with you. They just are not ready to be committed into a relationship. But for you to have not known that, and you're already asking to be a husband and take a lifetime commitment, that to me already is like, guys, what were you like? You know what I mean?
They were emotional. And we're knocking at eating seafood. Today, click on this link. I've never heard Tunde's voice. I need to hear his voice. Today, I need to hear.
Today said if she says no, the person, that means the next time she go propose, because I know go propose 2 times. So meaning that today, your answer is, even if a woman says no to a marriage proposal, it doesn't mean that the relationship is over. You will still be there and waiting. Now you'll be waiting for her to propose.
And then one more thing is, like, if somebody says no, like, I don't know. I don't think someone would just say no. They would tell you why they're saying no. You know? Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm saying sometimes people assume a lot in relationship. I've had to have conversations all the time, guys. Do not yourself, which is exactly what Jay is saying.
Have those conversations. I'm telling you, it will save you a lot of heartache, because sometimes we assume that men know, but you just don't do it, because it's such a huge commitment, and for you to not have this conversation is bizarre to me.
I see our night too. Our nights.
So are you a knight for this video?
I think you guys want to hang this night title on me. I
call yourself a knight. God is not even God. YouTube is our weakness, because you call yourself.
I know, right? They say the internet never forgets, right?
Even if the internet wants to forget, we have our backup copy of the video. They save
Yeah. So this is easy, actually. I'm just gonna shoot straight. The simple answer to the question is that no, the relationship shouldn't necessarily be over. When somebody proposes and you say no, whether privately or publicly. Now, the premise of the conversation is public proposals. I think Samunu nailed it, that the adoption of foreign culture and all of these things, which I'm a fan of a lot of times, but in this one case, many of these things are propelled by mob mentality or herd mentality. So your decision to accept or to reject is not necessarily coming from you for the most part. It's because of the people that are hanging around. Say yes. You know, and they're urging you on, you know. And then in that little moment, you zone out you get into this timeless zone where you're not thinking straight. I'm not even sure what to say. But having said that, no, I think the guy, if the answer is no, the guy shouldn't take that as, oh no, if she doesn't love me, you know, if she genuinely loves me, she should have said yes, blah blah blah. People sometimes are sure but not so sure. She might have a reason to she's committed. She's been in a monogamous relationship with you, I'm assuming up until that point, but she's not ready to take that plunge. She's not ready to go to that next level for several reasons best known to her. And maybe she just, rather than just kind of throw the baby and the bathwater away, I would say you should provoke a conversation, so that you guys can see where you can, okay, what is it, is there anything that you're concerned about and stuff like that. Finally, I would just say that people should create their own reality. If you're a guy that want to propose, why should you have to go through, wow, come on, sister, they clap for me today. Che!
Not today. Is pursuing you today.
What did I knew today was a special day when I woke up this morning. I just knew. Finally, it's been confirmed. Especially you. Anyways, let me just wrap up my point real quick. I know others want to chime in as well. So, make your own reality. Don't follow what is conventional, what everybody's doing, the crowd, I've seen guys, I have friends who have proposed privately in the company of some select friends and family members. You know, sometimes they even mention it to family members of the girl. You know, they tell their siblings that, hey, this is what I'm getting ready to do. What do you think? Can you kind of, you know, get a pause, help me find out if she's ready, help me know if she's there. You know, they have this, so they carry everybody along. And sometimes the girl might even pretend like she doesn't know what's coming, but you know, she kind of knows already, you know, and everybody's on the same page. But it seems to me when you go out publicly and you create this drama, it seems to me you're more interested in the drama than the person that you're with.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with it. So I wouldn't even blame the girl for saying no to your ass, because your priorities are messed up. That's just my take. You know, so why go to that extent of just creating all this scene and then getting everybody involved? And who knows what your life is going to be like the following day after the proposal? Because we've seen people propose and then 2 weeks later they're done. And then they make a public statement, hello guys, you know, sorry, it didn't work out.
Yeah, that is very important to us at this time.
Yeah, you know. I know, right? And we've decided to stay friends, you know, we still love each other, but yeah, but it has run its course. Nonsense. So, anyways, look, guys, I'll leave it there for now. But yeah, I think people should just take their time, create their own reality. Don't follow the crowd. Don't do what is popular. Understand your partner. Know where they are psychologically. Carry other people along. Keep it private. Keep it simple. You will be fine. I'll leave it there. Thanks, guys.
One thing I wanted to say is that Jay said something that's I've always thought of as one of the reasons why some men that do all this public proposal, they must have misbehaved. Like sometimes you have like the women that are in a relationship that is abusive, and then gifts are one of the reasons why they stay back in the relationship. So they get punched and they get gifts. They get punched and they get gifts. And maybe the woman has always wanted to settle down, and the guy, this last punch was too heavy, and the guy's like, which big gift I would like give this woman? Silence her. You know, maybe the gift of a ring and make it grandiose and all that.
Trumpet, they're gonna blow trumpet anyhow.
And Madame has been punched last night.
Yeah.
But then the next day is the proposal and it's public and she's crying and people are like, oh my goodness, she's crying. But people don't know see the tears of pain.
Say, oh, say yes. Say yes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the men don't even say anything. They could just bring out the ring. You know, the woman can't hear anything, whatever, it's so pressure, and then she says yes, and then she collects the ring. Maybe that night she gets punched. Some people also think, some men, well, some of those men, they are psychopaths or narcissists or whatever. They get those ring and they put it in there, and it's like, okay, that's the gift for beating you last night. Just doing it just because doesn't mean we'll be getting married anytime soon. And then there's that the shame now is not on the man.
It's now on the woman.
It's now on the woman.
Because it's like, age, then you not reach the altar. you know,
like things like that. Like, I don't know. I don't in that at that point in time, is the woman not supposed to say no?
But I think I guess the main question is, by saying no, now we're looking at it from the public angle. By saying no, I think we've established that some people have said it doesn't mean the relationship is over. It means there's a crack. You evaluate and look at yourself and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people forget that this question of will you marry me is a yes, no question. So it's like when you're met with the other response, which is no,
they don't expect.
Then you think the whole world has like crashed around you, of which obviously
yes. And we have to admit, guys, that look, there are no two ways about it. Saying no publicly is a public rejection.
Mm-hmm.
there is no way we will dress it and wrap it and put salt and pepper and Maggi, you know. At the end of the day, in the final analysis, the guy has been rejected publicly. Now, it is more nuanced than that. There are a lot of things connected. Why did he choose that public show? Why is she saying no? Maybe she's still trying to sort out some things on that end, family, all those things. You never know. And that's why it always calls for conversation. Again, my take remains the same. Look, as a man, don't shoot for public drama. Don't shoot for public show. Okay, but sometimes, or maybe the girl is saying, look, by the time you want to post to me, let me tell you, I want this, I want that, which has happened before. So it's almost like sometimes the girls too, they're the ones making the demand for the kind of post that
I've told you, meaning that when you ask her, she will most likely say yes because she has told you this.
Yes. So, but at the same, which means they're both on the same page in that instance. But to your other point the other point you guys raised about abuse, if somebody is abusive, right? If that is the pretext for this, and somebody's been abusive, and you think that the way to wash away your sins is to go do some public show, I think that the girls should just sit through that. For those who are involved with them, for those who know their story, they can actually sit through that. What is this guy doing? And I've seen sometimes I've seen people call out those kind of guys. I've seen people call them and I'd be like, guy, like genuine friends of them. They'd be like, guy, no, this is not the way. Because maybe those friends are actually involved in helping them resolve issues behind the scenes. And then they see the guy go pull a stunt like that. They're like, look, guy, this is not how to do this. You have a major existential problem on your hands, and you go to pull up a stunt, a public show like this, you are basically shooting yourself in the foot, and you should back off. So I've seen cases like that as well. So, but simply on the proposal side, keep it simple. You will never go wrong for keeping it simple, except if the girl wants a public show, fine, do it. But carry folks along, talk to the friends, talk to family, you'll be fine. But if your original mindset is to just show, the bling you've saved for, you put on layaway, and you have not even finished paying, half your savings has gone to, and all those things, but just want to show off anyways. It makes no sense. You have a life. You have a life after the proposal.
I have two questions that I've seen. Amaka and Egosa have triggered my first question.
Yeah.
Amaka is saying, true, if you care about the person, why embarrass him publicly? And I'm assuming that Amaka is saying that if you care about the person and they publicly asked to marry them, you should probably say yes and maybe say no in private.
Or just carry them and move to somewhere quiet.
Some men will not want to carry. Don't be watch Jennifer's Diary. You need not want to stand up from that kneeling down. Sorry, my guys.
I want to make a comment on that question, or you want to say the second question?
It's the same question, which Egosa is also hinting on saying why are women, Carlos, they should publicly they should say yes publicly, but take back their answer after.
One thing I've seen is that in Nigeria, marriage proposal is a very big deal. In fact, marriage is a very big deal in Nigeria. Everybody, especially if you line up 100 girls in Nigeria, about 99% of them want to get married. They want to, because it's something of a pride. A title of Mrs. is a big deal in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And for a woman to publicly reject you, it shows a big deal. There is a communication gap, and for a man, a guy should be so sensitive to the extent that you will have been in a relationship to know that this person is ready to settle down with me. You will have discussed all those things before you even say, "Oh, will you want to marry?" Like me, when I propose to my wife, we have discussed about how do you want your what type of family do you want, all these things. And when I proposed, we are far away apart. I was in Nigeria, she was there. It was on phone. I just said, I would like to go and see your mom. When I will go, I said, she was asking, are you sure of what you're saying? I said, yes, I mean it. I want to go and see your mom. I'm ready. You get what I'm
saying? That is my second question. Oh, I don't like this kind of thing. Someone doesn't like it.
Okay, you don't do. Samuel, you are giving commonsensesisters too much. Wait now. You don't do.
I don't like it. Faster than my shadow, I don't like this kind of thing. Because yes, my second question was, okay, if you're going to propose to the girl, in the African context, technically you're supposed to go and meet her people before you will go and propose. Now, my question is, now in this modern era, that everybody's being proposed to, some people are getting proposed to publicly. Is there still that thing of you will go and ask the girl's parents first? Now, I'm not saying you should go and do traditional marriage, but just tell the father.
Yeah, guys, sorry.
The man will meet the father and say, okay, you are.
But that real quick, guys. That's part of. Sorry, guys. That was part of what I was saying initially in terms of carrying people along.
It's not all
you know what I mean.
Look at what happened to Michelle.
It's not all of them that
Destiny's Child. That Pontius man, Pontius pastor, to make that woman, I don't know, like she was in love with him and everything. He was, like putting all the whole perception of family man, traveled all the way to where her parents were living, asked the father that he wants to marry the daughter, right? Even proposed, I think, in the family gathering and everything, and Michelle cried and all this type of thing. But the focus man,
something happened in their relationship. So those were my actual 2 questions. So number 1, if the woman is being proposed to publicly, does that mean she must say yes, even if in her mind she wants to say no?
Can I say no? I don't think you can make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. But I can understand the sentiment where if you genuinely care about somebody, you probably don't want to embarrass them publicly. Mm-hmm. And I've said this before to, like, when I'm having conversations with my girlfriends, and I'm like, oh, like if I want to say no to somebody that proposes to me and they do like a huge public proposal, I would probably say yes, right, in public, just to save face and be like, okay, yes. But then as soon as everybody's gone, I'm like, bro, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, just so to prove, I don't like feeling embarrassed, and I don't like embarrassing people. So that's for me personally.
Jay, I want to ask you a question. Let's say it's being recorded. You know that recording can be used against you in the future. Let's say the relationship break down.
Against me how?
Yeah, it can be used against you.
You have the right to remain silent.
No. Not the American wine, Canadian cops.
No. Sure, you can use it against me if you want, but honestly, like, that to me is like a secondary concern. I'm more concerned about the person that actually put themselves in a vulnerable position to think that they can actually ask me, and I'll say yes, I'll smile and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like, bro, no, like, no.
Yeah, so I think I'm sympathetic to that. I guess I can see the point Jay is making, that okay, because we've also seen where people get to the point of getting married because of family pressure on both sides. In our culture, all these arranged or arrangee situations, and just to perpetuate some kind of nonsense family idea, whatever. So it's not about love. So for so much, it's about we want you to get together and we're going to do everything. But at the end of the day, the 2 people involved, they come to the point where they know and they have a mature, sincere conversation behind the scene. And they're like, look, it's clear we don't love each other and there's no chance we will ever grow to love each other. So let's be very real here. And so they go ahead to fulfill the parents' wishes. They go ahead with the wedding, they get married, and maybe 6 months later, they just kind of amicably go their separate ways. So at that point, the parents cannot say, oh, you shame us, you embarrass us, all our friends, all the money we have spent.
But for me, I'm not even.
We are going directly into marriage.
No, like,
come and divorce. That's even worse.
What I'm
well,
saying.
It's synonymous to you saying yes in public.
No.
To prevent shaming.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, yes, I'm gonna say yes, and let the crowd go. We will still have privacy that same day. It's not like we're going to take wedding pictures and the priest is waiting outside. Once the crowd goes and everybody goes their separate ways, we're going to have a conversation there that day. I'm not even waiting until the next day. And I'm like, bro, like, no, we didn't have this conversation. I'm not ready. I'm sorry. Like,
so you lied.
No, I'm not It's not lying. You're just being
why you
tactful.
trying to pretend like
No. It's not true.
We
Guys,
we have already taken an evidence.
You took the ring. You took the ring, Jay. You took the ring. You said yes.
Guys, can we just act like, let's just be like logical here for 1 second.
Okay.
First of all, it's not lying. It's being tactful because you said no or you said yes and then you turned around and said no. It's not because you're lying. It's just you're being tactful and you're being sensitive because it's not everything that you know that you say out loud in the moment. Sometimes you have to read the room, and it's not because I'm not saying yes to be deceitful, and I'm not going to take the ring either. You're taking the ring back there and then. It's not like I'm keeping it for and anybody that's taking the photos and everything, they're probably your friends, and you tell them like, look, I just said no, I just said yes because it was a public thing. I don't think we are compatible.
I want to ask you a question. Let's say, before you start the conversation, you're already trending on Twitter. Your friends have already, people that are around, they just, oh, look at this couple. They've already posted on Twitter, Instagram, Mr. Blog, all of them are picking, the audience, all these stuff. And you're like, how do you want to handle that?
She doesn't have to.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, first of all, in reality, I would not find myself in this kind of situation because I do not joke when it comes to communication. In fact, I've learned over the years that when you're in a relationship, you have to over communicate if you want to get your message.
Prevention is always better than cure, right?
Exactly. So I'm just going to say that I hope to God, and I'm getting married soon, so I'm never going to find myself in that kind of situation. Right, but let's just say, if, for example, that happens. That's the thing.
Let's do analysis very well. What if it happens?
Let's say, what if the story of that happens? I don't think that the risk of saying yes, or the consequences of saying yes in the moment and then turning around and saying no in private on the same day and returning the ring, to me, is better than the consequence of saying no publicly and it turning into a ruckus. Like, to me, I'm just weighing both sides. It's like,
what are the consequences of saying no publicly right now?
You know the consequences of saying no in public, this live stream that we're having right now, dissecting it, that how did you get to the point where somebody is proposing to you and you're saying in public and you're saying no? Like, how did you get there in the first place? You become a case study of like why you're
become a case study.
Commonsensesisters will be on your case for sure.
We are doing case study here. I have a story about the reality of this talking about. So there was this African American girl, beautiful lady, right? I think we did a short video about it 2 weeks ago on one of our regular weekly videos, right? And the lady who has been dating this man for some time, and he traveled to Dubai. He took her to Dubai and he proposed to her for them to get married. She said yes and all that stuff, and they were planning the wedding. And I think like few weeks to the wedding, the man ghosted. The man ghosted. This is real. She put it out on TikTok and all that stuff. He ghosted her. She tried to reach out to his family. Nobody's saying anything. She knows the man is alive, because obviously, whether it's social media space or whatever, it's going on, whatever. She knows the man is alive. The guy ghosted her. His family, nobody's saying anything. Everybody's covering everything up. Wedding has been planned, and all this type of stuff. And like, why would a man go all the way to do that? And then when you're planning for the wedding, and then a few weeks to the wedding, and you don't give the woman a reason why you don't want to continue. You just she almost went mad.
Is that now the same thing as saying yes, but going to the back and saying no?
No, it's not a question of saying it, but there was a proposal and there was a response that led to planning of the wedding. Mm-hmm. Now Jay is coming with like that. So that man, what he did, I think Samolu and Toby, they need to unpack it because they are men. And talking about how men think sometimes. Now, for Jay's part, I can understand. It's like when you are in love with somebody, you protect the person at all costs. When it comes to, I think when there's a potential for public disgrace. Yes, public disgrace and public shaming. Felix, listen. Public disgrace and public shaming. And that's what Jay is trying to communicate. It's like, okay, the man goes down on his knees and he says, would you marry me? And she looks at the crowd and she thinks like, okay, I love this guy so much. I'm not going to hurt him publicly. And I don't also want our conversation about this whole thing to be in public at this time. So I'm just going to say, okay, yes, babe, you know. And then she goes back and then, oh my goodness, no, couple, and then they kiss or whatever pictures have been taken. People, they take picture anyhow these days now. And you go privately and it's like, you know, my dear, this thing, honestly, this is why, this is so and so. I'm not really ready. I don't think we're there yet, but I had to say yes because I don't want to hurt you. Mm-hmm. I know that you've gone the extra mile to do all this and the intention, which I genuinely appreciate. But my love, I don't want to hurt you.
Thank you.
That's why I'm doing this. It doesn't necessarily mean that I lied.
Thank you. That's exactly what.
Thank you.
Honestly, you guys are talking like the person that is proposing is some stranger that they picked off.
And it also means that the woman who has done that, for example, let's say hypothetically has done that, it means that I'm still interested in the relationship, but I'm not just there yet for the long-term commitment. And it's funny how like them Toby, they twisted.
Yeah, Toby and Samuel, I think
your ego.
No. I think they would rather want the woman to say no there and there. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting.
And then you would be the trend.
Yo, to your very beautifully crafted Nollywood movie. Okay, if you genuinely, I'm using your words, if you genuinely love this guy, mm-hmm. what stops you from saying yes?
I am not ready for
right there.
Marriage is a commitment. It's a long-term thing. I am not ready. The proposal is, will you marry me? Do you know what that means? Will you marry me?
Can I even say something here? I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree with that. I just wanted to hear your take on it.
That it is a public proposal and the woman does not want to get married to him. Would you rather the woman say no there and there, that is her final answer, mm-hmm. or she should say yes, save face for the man and everything, then go behind the scene and say no? Which one would you prefer?
Honestly, before you guys even answer, because I actually want to hear Felix's point of view as well, and I'm incredibly curious to hear his perspective. But before you guys answer, can I just say something? We're assuming that when the person says no, like when the person pulls you behind the scenes, and in this hypothetical thing that we're talking about, then the person just starts like, no, I'm not going to marry you. This relationship is over. Sometimes it's like, okay, you have a conversation and it's not maybe. Sure, we might still be engaged. Maybe we need a longer engagement. We need to be engaged for a long time before we finally get married. Or we're not engaged at all. You don't even know what the conversation is going to be. It's just I just don't like embarrassing people in public, especially for somebody that I care about. Like, wow, oh my God, no.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would not like to be embarrassed in the public. Like Jay said, I would love that she, even if she's going to say no, I would love that I would love that she say yes. Then we have the conversation later. For me, being a man, that's what I would like to, because that alone will cover my shame. Because normally I know friends, some of my guys, normally they will laugh at you, say, "Oh boy, you fumble now. See how you disgrace the public." I would like, but I want to know why she's not ready, and all those issues that then we are not going to iron it out, and we're going to give her a set time. And if we are going to do the next proposal, I think, like this guy said in the comment section, maybe she will be the one that will propose to me, because.
Okay,
Felix, what do you think?
No, Felix is here. Toby.
No, let's get Felix and because I'm interested in what Felix has to say. Felix, Mr. Felix in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Felix in the house.
I'm very humble and I'm very happy to be here.
All protocols observed. Carry go.
Yes, and Felix is the only one wearing the Valentine color.
Yes.
Okay.
Right for the occasion.
First, let us just quickly understand the difference from engagement and marriage, because we need to state these two facts. Marriage is very hard to break, but engagement, there is no honor to anybody. But when two agree to go into marriage, that is called responsibility. So you don't manage marriage. So now let me go to the question of engagement. It is personal. First, before you take a woman to say, I want to engage you publicly, there must be first communications around the engagement before the brunt of public engagement. There must be like question, maybe sleeping or taking shower or eating. You just ask, hey, if we get married, how are you going to see? There must be a communication that you may have raised. And the woman in question may have said, me getting married to you, oh, good job. You know, there are balancings before you can be able to even convince as a man to say this woman actually, she's comfortable that we'll be together. So I don't think that any man in his rightful senses will just wake up without having some little communication before coming to the board to say, I want to marry you. Some men, another thing is that some men do that just to prove a point without seeking the opinion of the other person. Because honestly, engagement cannot just happen. Something goes on engagement before stimulating it and making it possible. So, and you as a person accepting the engagement in public and after say, oh, I don't want, just because I don't want you to be disgraced. You are also in the disgrace. You're also disgraceful. Because if you accept it and at the long run, you say you are not accepting it, you did it under consideration of not insulting him. The same person is going to take it out. See, my girl says she doesn't want to marry me again. People will begin to ask you why, and your reason of not insulting him or making him look lesser man will not be a good point. You say, okay, you reject me finally. Why can't you reject me? Why you don't reject me?
Reject me once.
Why you don't reject me?
And I'm rejected forever.
Why are you not? Why you don't?
But the men in this platform, you are giving me vibes.
Yes. Why don't you reject me early? Why are you considering me? Why are you considering me after considering me now? That means you are pitying me. You have been pitying me.
No, guys. I feel like we're no.
I'm saying my point.
Let him lie, Jay. Let him lie.
I feel like I'm under attack here, and you should just my
Jay, hold on. Felix, right on. You're on point.
What men do on this platform? They want your yes to be yes and your no to be no. Regardless of whether you are embarrassed or not. Men, I stand.
Let me land so that
Felix, land, I beg. I'm with you in spirit. Keep on going.
One thing what I'm trying to say is personal understanding. You can do it, you may not do it. It doesn't change anything. So it's better for me. I prefer you hitting the nail straight than you taking it and after telling me no. And sorry, also, let me also come in because I've been listening. Arranged marriage, due to our cultural background, it's not easy, like where we're coming from, for someone to say, I want to divorce. If we have asked people that go through that process, it's really very, very hard to go through those processes. So what my advice at this point is, even the family are putting you into marriage or family are trying to force you, and you know that this thing will not work neither today or tomorrow or in future. It's not ideal to engage in it at all. If you better don't accept it, because when we see divorce from where we are coming from, I'm not talking about Western world where we are living today, because I don't want to take it to I don't want to take the contents to general the world where we're living. I want to put it on their cultural background where we are coming from. They see it as an abomination when the woman divorces, and they see that a man cannot go and marry. But that is our mentality where we are coming from. So for you to avoid those names, those cultural that your parents would think you shame us, you shame the family, you brought reproach to us and know what nonsense, you better refuse the marriage before getting in. Because saying I do and saying I don't do, it's not good for the man, it's not good for the woman. That's what I think.
Thank you so much. That one is for Toby. That I do and I don't do. That is Toby.
Can I respond now? I'm sorry. I'm just dying here over here. Let me just say something. Let me just talk, please. Okay.
Yeah, the men, they want to be embarrassed.
Okay, so first of all, Felix said something. It's like, oh, you say yes, and then in the long run, you end up saying no. I didn't say long run, no, guys. I'm saying that night, so when everybody has gone, we are actually having that conversation.
Sorry to short you. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
The same thing.
It's the same. Don't pity. No pity on this game. No pity.
Okay. Then I think maybe you're speaking for yourself. Maybe you personally, you don't mind that. You don't mind somebody saying no to you publicly and stuff like that. And maybe you're unique in feeling that way. And maybe there are other people that feel that way as well. But most people that I know don't like public embarrassment, right? Okay. So you're saying no, you're saying yes in public just to cover, but then right away I'm saying, and it's not because you're saying no because you don't like the person or you don't, or you think the relationship is over. You might have legitimate reasons why you're not ready to get into marriage at the moment, right? So it's not like I'm like when everybody goes, I'm like scattering everywhere and I'm like, how dare you ask me to marry you in public in front of everybody? It's a conversation of like, what you did to me actually was really like nice. I really appreciate like the effort that went into it. And I can understand why you think that I might have been ready to say yes, but I do have some concerns and hesitation. It's not like you're just scattering everywhere. You're having a tactful conversation with somebody that you care about. I feel like we're talking about this like some random guy, stranger on the street, just asked to propose to them or propose to you. And you're just, I don't know, if you care about this person.
Jay, how many times did I call you? Jay. We know we are operating the same time zone and we're just few drives away. Don't worry, Felix, if we catch you in London, people are going to Felix, you think you're in London, Ontario now. If we catch you there,
greetings, my beautiful sisters. I dey do this on a hairstyle, not be small.
Thank you.
I say I must call in today by fire, by thunder. I'm very tired, but I say no, I have to call in on this topic. It be like say I just join. No, so gonna forgive me if I dey ask a repeat question. So for this matter, maybe we all agree that this public saying, I want, please, can you marry me, be your wife, be my wife, knee down one leg and proposing to a woman. I know it's a very, very Western idea, right? Are we agreeing on that?
Yeah, we agree.
We know
that one I call it scam. I call those things scam.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, marriage is a very serious. I mean, I'm sure everybody agrees. Not very serious matter. It passed going down on one knee and asking. The man may be a monster inside, but you go down one knee and ask publicly, marry me, be your wife, right? So sometimes maybe he just the beat the woman, whether verbally or physically. Then you can't come outside just because he wants to look good and say, please marry me. You understand? I mean, personally, all those things don't mean nothing to me because at the end of the day, marriage is serious business and it is a partnership between two people, supposedly. Partnership between two people, and it requires serious consideration. I don't think public people have anything to do with you. Whether you ask a woman to marry you, go down on one knee, or whatever method you want to use. I don't think that is a big deal at the end of the day. And if the woman doesn't feel ready or the man doesn't feel ready, in the first place, why would you as a man put your partner in that type of position where she's boxed in and has to tell you, yes, I'll marry you, and then go back inside and start to let you down easy? I don't think that's necessary, so you should know your partner. My own understand, you should know your partner, and before you come and do that type of public display. I think I saw a video one time of some lady asking asking somebody to she publicly asked the man to marry her after they've been dating for like a couple of years or something like that. To me, it was very embarrassing, outside, and the man did not even accept the proposal. And then it was embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, if you've been dating this person for that many years, for crying out loud, that's 2 anniversaries plus 1 plus extra. You understand? You're going on, another anniversary. So I don't know. I don't buy into this whole public display of, do you want to marry me? And then having to put yourselves in very awkward positions, man. I don't know.
So there's one question asking everybody, right? I remember, I think I watched the video that you're talking about where the lady was trying to propose and the man was even trying to raise her up that, no, don't do this. I'm the one who's supposed to do it. Or something like that. Yeah. And so they're slapping the man and they're saying how many years and all that. I think that man should even end the relationship because the woman is violent. So we had a question where we're asking the panelists, if the woman says no,
this year here.
Yeah, if the woman says no, is the relationship over? Because proposal is just a part of.
It's just a question. Just a question. Will you marry me? Say yes or no question.
Heavy question, right? But if the woman says no, right, does it mean that the relationship is over? In your opinion, what do you think?
If the woman says no, well, she can be saying no for me in my mind. One, because she's not sure, right? And again, she says yes. In her mind, she feels like she's totally accepted it. So that's on the one side. And then she can be saying no because, she's not sure. Maybe the person just, maybe he talks something when she and she does not want to, she wants that, for whatever reasons, maybe a lot of things could be going on in her mind. But I don't think that means that the relationship has ended. It depends on both parties. I don't think so, because that's just one incident, right?
Okay, so question number 2. I want to say something. Question number 2, the men on this platform, they agree that if the woman say no, it means the second time and she go propose.
Even Amaka agree that
no, because it's a public thing, right? Because because a lot of things could be. We have to understand that human being we deal with too, and we all have different ways of reasoning and thinking. A lot of things will be going on in that woman's mind. Okay, at that time, we don't know, right? Then if the woman say no, that not mean say the man not fit change, they not fit talk about her later. They fit talk about her even the same day, say, okay, I want to marry you, but the reason why I say no, because one, I was embarrassed, you took me by surprise, I was shocked, I didn't know how to respond. A lot of things can happen. It be like a person they do audition, right? Sometimes you go do audition, you they get butterflies for your tummy, know what you talk. Sometimes you go mistake, talk something else. I don't think, personally, I don't know, I know if you speak for everybody else, I know that doesn't mean that the marriage cannot take place. Yeah, I don't think so.
I there's a video I saw on Twitter today before you started this program, about 1 hour before you start. The guy proposed to the lady. I think it was in Port Harcourt in a shopping mall. The lady said no. He pushed the guy away. Meanwhile, the guy with the ring proposed. There is a car park outside that he wanted to also give to the lady. So when the lady now got outside, she was now saying all the friends were now saying, "See the car she bought for you for the proposal." And she was now saying, "Oh, he should have told me. He should have told me." Does
wow.
Meaning that if she had said yes there, she would have collected the car. And
so now in that instance, do you think that if the lady now come back in the field and tell the
it's
guy
over, it's over,
we still love her.
It's over. Sorry. It's over. So if you had not seen the car, you said no. Now you see car, you would have said yes. That's a no now.
Yeah. So Felix wanted someone who will drag the matter of this question that you asked now after Felix this thing. Felix.
Okay.
I said something earlier. I said before proposal, and I think maybe you don't hear. Before proposal, there must be communication.
But for the most part, what is going to the communication? Jay already said that.
Okay. Well, they are not communicating. Now, I think the relationship will continue. I don't want to go into what Olu that said something just now.
Samolu, yeah.
I don't want to go with what he just said. As I said before, people have seen a lot of things happen in this relationship. Let us also consider there are men also they don't know how to toast a woman. Let us also be putting those things in consideration.
You know that we have a brother.
No.
It's not
wait.
Toast means to woo, right?
Yeah, because I'm just trying to let us know, because there are some people, they just have one woman, they don't know anything, they just want to be with the woman, they don't know anything, they just don't have room for another chance of going out. Yes, there are people like that. So we should be putting all those things in consideration. But if a woman say no to me personally, I don't need to quit the relationship.
In public.
But either in public but I need to go back and ask myself question first, because I need to ask myself. I need to ask myself a question: why would this woman that I've been with say no to me? Am I at fault? Am I doing something? Am I communicating? Am I because women have their way. A woman repeat things to you. When a woman said, you are not communicating with me, you're not talking to me. When a woman expects you to play along and you're not playing, she will see you to be boring. And that little thing can make a woman to say, I don't want to marry you. Because women need somewhere they can have fun. Men, we always get fun. I know men will try to fight me here, but I can tell men that you always get fun anytime they want it.
Amolu, is that
when a woman, I'm coming. Don't go. It's not the sex aspect of it.
No, I don't know what it means.
Men always have a way of settling themselves. Whether there is problem at home, that is why they say women are talkative. Because a woman can say something a woman can say something that she don't mean. It's not that she don't mean it, but she just want to draw your attention. So women need that part to be in that man they want to be with. If not, that man will be beating that woman every day. And that woman don't want that beating. Because a woman can talk. So a lot of things are involved when you talk about marriage in the sight of women that men refuse to see. Because we think that just go to the marriage, marry the woman. When you are angry at home, a man can just take his car key and drive back and drink a bottle of beer. If somebody that drink beer, he can call a friend and hang out. He can do. But women don't have that room. It's not that she cannot go, but women don't have that close. They always want to be home. They always want you to be there. They always want to talk it over. And men always want to go outside, whether we men here believe it or not. This is a reality. So there must be a point that makes a woman, I don't say that all points are real, but there must be a reason why the woman say, I don't want to marry. So when I check this thing and see that I am guilty somewhere, I need to make correction. I need to correct myself in those areas. I need to sit down with the woman, maybe our profession or maybe the way I communicate. So if I balance this and at the end of the day, it don't work, I can easily walk out of the relationship. But I really need to find out what's going on. Where have I gotten it wrong that makes her to say, I don't want to marry you?
Can I say something? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Jake.
Okay, because I switched my headphones. I feel like you guys are kind of making my point for me, honestly, about saying this in public. Because, okay. If you want, I feel like you guys are underestimating the impact of and I agree with you. I think everybody said what I said earlier, is that if your partner says no to you when you propose to them, it doesn't mean that your relationship is over. It's just you're in danger zone. You guys have already missed the mark in terms of communication. You're not on the same page. Something serious has happened, and it's a chance for you guys to go back and reevaluate your relationship, because it just doesn't make sense that you guys would be so off the mark like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think most of us on this panel agree to that aspect of it, but I feel like the sticking point here is saying no in public, and I think sometimes we underestimate the impact of what adrenaline and having people around can actually have, the impact it can have on somebody when you publicly reject them like that, right? And I feel like if you genuinely want to save that relationship, the best thing that you can do in the moment is to save that person that has already put themselves in an extremely vulnerable situation, warranted or unwarranted, right? Whether the person didn't, whatever, but you're trying to, it's your first attempt to save the relationship that's already in a danger zone, right? So that's why I would say yes, because it gives you a chance to actually have a conversation that's, you guys can actually come together as adults and have a reasonable conversation, as opposed to the other way. Because once you say no, some people don't handle rejection properly. When you reject them in that way, they reject you as well at the same time. So that relationship already probably even has a bigger chance of being over on the spot than if you actually tactfully say yes and then go in the back and be like, look, I really love you, but I don't think I'm ready. And then you can have those conversations. People don't handle rejection well. I'm just being honest, right? So that's kind of where I am right now.
Okay, so now Samolu's short story that he just told us about, the Twitter story, right, Samolu? About the woman saying no to the guy, not knowing that there's a
car.
Please, Samolu, is this a Nigerian person?
Most likely.
Samolu?
He said ShopRite, so I feel like he
said Port Harcourt.
He said Port Harcourt, so it's Nigerian.
Probably Nigerian. So if the woman had now said, if the woman had now said yes at that point in time, and then she had gotten the car, will she now want to say no?
I think the woman doesn't love the man though. It's probably what the man can give. Because if she went outside and saw the car and she's like, I should have said yes or something like that, it means that she was all about the material stuff though. I mean, maybe we can argue about that if we want, because if your no is your no, like what Felix was saying, like if your no is your no, nothing should sway you, even if there's a house tied to the ring. Like I've said my no, I'm not ready to marry this man, whether you bring all the car in the world or whatever, I'm not ready. But for her to go outside and then see that car and she's not like, I could just talk yes now, just come miss ring, miss car, now this relationship don't be over. So that's like the first video we're talking about, the transactional relationship that happens, like, the whole, we're talking of Nigerians now because we are Nigerians. I wonder if it's cut across all other Africans, but Nigerian men, there's different breed and flavor. There's no other men like them. They're just, I don't know, the way they reason and do their whole stuff. For that guy to bring that car, I mean, the guy has saved himself a lot of money.
At least he can sell the car.
He can sell the car. He can return the car. And at least if he never really know
where the car was not bought in the man's name, Sha.
If he doesn't know where he's in that relationship, that woman saying no and going outside and like, oh my goodness, car day inside. Hey, I fuck up, Chineke.
Another thing we should also consider that in most Nigerian relationships, whether we agree or not, a lot of Nigerian relationships they double date. Some of them you even see ladies having 3-4 boyfriends. And
men don't they double dates. Men don't they double dates.
Some of those guys, they know that this lady also has other men that also trying to, it's like a competition. They want to be the one that eventually, win her over. And because we know that in Nigeria, the psychology aspect, the cultural aspect, and how we value marriage, some of these guys, in order to make the girl to, to focus on them solely, they will try and use the public proposal or marriage proposal to tie her
down. So she is the prize.
Exactly. So and that is what usually happens in most cases. And so to tie her down so that the guy will be, because women, most of our friends will say, this is an opportunity for you. You don't even know the other guy is going to marry you. The part that maybe they're just taking you out to party and all. In fact, I have a colleague that I have, a lady that we work together that have confessed to me that when she was in her prime, when she was still, when she was still single, she was telling me that her husband that she got married today, that was the last person she was even thinking of going, because he was having other guy that was taking her out. But the husband was not social. He's not the kind of guy that loves to go to club, go to parties and all those. But the guy keep coming around, but he was just giving him a little bit of, he was just giving a little bit attention. But he was not giving him the real attention. Meanwhile, she has about 2 or 3 other boyfriends. But I've never seen a lady that opened up to me about her private life. And when she was telling me, she has a very close friend that we are all colleagues. When that she will say, okay, I will tell you later. But she was so confident she told me as a guy, because women, they don't really like to tell the other their female friend. Maybe they can use against them in the future. Yeah. But that's how women are. You think that a lot of these girls, they have one boyfriend. Some of them, they have 3, 4, 5 boyfriends, and the guy that is proposing is not the one they really wanted to marry. And he's already making it public. So that's why some of them rejection.
Sabolu, does this now mean that some African women, Nigerian women, are also polygamous in nature?
They are doing what?
They're also polygamous in nature. Some African women.
Exactly, of course, it's common in Nigeria.
Speak, Felix, speak.
This thing is funny, but it's reality. This thing is just the truth, what is going on in Nigeria. And also, let me add to what Olu has said. Right now, there's competition in Nigeria. No woman wants to marry a poor guy. And a woman can marry you just because of the resources that is there, not because she loves you. She just wants to answer the name, I'm in marriage. She can even be inside the marriage and still have her boyfriend by the corner. So a lot of things are going on in that country called Nigeria right now, and that is simple truth. We may not believe it, but it's simple truth that even a married woman have side chick. I will call it side chick.
Side dude.
Side
piece.
I don't know what they call it. I don't know what they call it, but this is just the simple truth. So the thing is that this topic is very, very dicey, because a woman like the girl that just said now, if the girl know that the guy is there, she would have married the guy and just be using the guy for the money, and having children and having a home. I have seen people say that I'm married but I'm not married. I'm still there, hang out and do all sorts of things with their friends. Married. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on in this issue. That is why I said before proposing to a lady in this modern world, in Nigeria now, before a man that is reasonable will go to say, will you marry me? There must be communication. You must understand that lady. She must understand you somehow. It's not that it must just wake up and say, will you marry me? And if you look into some relationship that used to collapse or used to have that kind of problem, you will find out that maybe they have not passed through process. They just wake up and say, I want to marry you. They have not even maybe 1 month, the man say, I want to marry you. Because I don't see, like, if I'm with a woman for 1 year, 6 months maximum, let me say 6 months to 1 year, I believe I've known that woman. I don't think there's secret the woman may, anything I feel to not to say, just because I don't want to discuss it. Not that I'm ignorant of it. Because I don't.
Some people they've dated for like 5-6 years and they don't necessarily know.
They go to eat seafood pasta.
Yeah, and this thing people are saying that is happening in Nigeria. What makes people think that here in the diaspora, people are not having multiple boyfriends?
I think it's because we are focusing on the Nigerian distance.
Even here, we don't bring diaspora. We don't even see girlfriend. One day, let me talk my story. One day I mistakenly said hello to a girl. I regretted it all my life. Since that I never said hello to a girl in the public. I went to a shop to get something. I swear to God, it's not a joke. In Quebec, when I was living in Quebec, I saw this beautiful lady on a very good approach. And I said, hello, beautiful lady, how are you? She questioned me if I know her that she's going to call 911. Now, when I believe in me, I don't say it rude, I don't say, but it's a white lady anyway, it's not a black lady, because in Quebec, no black, mostly is a white. So when I get to work, I asked one of my colleagues, I said, is it a bad thing to say hello to a woman? She replied me and told me that you don't even say, do you know me? Why would you say hello to me? I said, that is why you people have a lot of masturbation. Because you don't want to give a room. You don't want to give a room to a man. How can a man now take care of you, and how can you take care of a man? That is why we have all this problem.
This is a slander. That is slander for Quebec women. Thank God for Ontarians.
No, it's true. Honestly, I'm afraid to say hello to.
I think a lot
that one is more of a
things now happen on online. You know, you find
Yes.
white people very difficult to approach a woman on the street. They don't do that.
I think it's more of a cultural thing. Because honestly, like back home, you be going on the street, hey, this is the sister. Hey, like men are actually more what's it called? Like they're more brazen in their approach when they're reaching out to women. But here it's different. Like that is not even a white or black thing. It's just it's weird because of the culture. It's weird for somebody to just walk up to you and be like,
say, hey, beautiful, you know.
No, because honestly, I'm going to be frank with you. Actually, I'm going to give you an example. So my fiance does he works at this particular place, and they have like a lot of staff, and he does HR in that place. And because of the nature of the job, it's a mixed crowd, so it's like a mix of whites and immigrants and stuff like that. And then he was telling me about this incident that happened, and he was just telling me that there was this guy that he walked up to a woman and he was asking her that he likes her and stuff like that, if they could go out and get her number and stuff like that. And the whole incident ended up landing in HR. And I'm like wow, like she was telling me the story and stuff like that, and I was just like listening, because my fiance is not Nigerian, so he doesn't really know the intricacies of our people. And he was like, the girl was very uncomfortable, and she reported him for blah 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 blah. And I'm like I was like, is the guy Nigerian? He was like, yes. I'm like, you guys should be kind to him, because if that is just the way it is, it's not harassment. That's the nature of our people. Is you see somebody you like, you walk up to them and you be like, oh, I like you, and is that chase and stuff like that. And some people just see it as, why are you talking to me? I don't know you, right? So it's just a cultural thing. It's not like, it's just a cultural thing that happens, that like our men are a little bit more brazen, and some people like that, some people don't. Some people find it weird, and some people actually would rather have somebody chase them and chase them down and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an interesting cultural thing.
The cultural barrier.
I really want to ask again, then how can we mingle? How can they mingle when they don't give
maybe
room?
those people don't want to be mingled, because if the woman saw you and like maybe she liked the vibe or whatever, or maybe she was having a bad day, she would have said hello. Maybe she's not used to somebody saying, hey, beautiful, how are you? Maybe she would have just wanted a hello. But that's not your job to be reading what is inside the person's mind. The most you can do is to say hello. You cannot really control how they would receive it or what their reaction to you will be. And I get that thing that I've noticed it too in Canada. It's very, very difficult. Somebody might even like you, but they will not be looking.
Like Zoom. That is the problem.
Why are you looking at me? If I'm
that is the problem.
Are we look, man?
I think when I was in the US, that happened to me. I think it was
Jesus,
and I don't know where I was doing.
Bye, Toby.
In the US one time, I think the guy was just sitting down there, just looking like a nincompoop. And I look back and I said, what is it? What you want to say something or you don't want to say something? Because I couldn't understand why you moping at me like that. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Blah, 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 blah. I think later on we became friends, and he brought about the top, and I'm like, yeah, I come from. You don't just be looking at someone that you want to eat them. Yeah. No, you don't want to look at. You say hello or you say hi or something like that, or how are you doing? But I don't think that over here passing compliments is acceptable, though.
Because we do pass compliments sometimes, and some people take it upon themselves. For example, we see a lady or we see a guy, we're like, oh my God, your shirt is nice. You notice their haircut. People will start telling us stories of why they got a haircut. Is the haircut? No, I'm just telling you look good because you look good. Take the compliment. If you're complimenting me back, good, but bounce. But this thing about what Jay and Felix are saying about this hello is very, very true, because I noticed that also when I lived in Canada for a while before going back to Nigeria to visit, I went to a place and somebody was telling me hello, and I couldn't understand why in Nigeria. This is after coming back from Canada for a couple of years. And I couldn't understand why they were talking to me and saying hello to me. So in my subconscious, I'm like, oh my God, I'm already absorbing this culture of, if I'm going somewhere, unless I know you, don't talk to me, this one, that one. But it's a very, very, I want to say, a strange culture here in Canada. I don't know about you guys' way it is in America, but that thing of
I don't know.
Saying hello,
in America.
making you feel
It is all over. I think it's a Western thing. They don't talk to you unless they know you. If you say hi, it's almost. But in America, though, I would say this: the difference is that if we see each other, as long as you're black, if we see each other on the street, we acknowledge. There's that thing. I don't know. I think it's just like I see you kind of thing on that level. And there's some people, there are actually a number of people that are friendly. But very few of them would be bold enough to walk up to you. A few times I've had people that are not even, our color walk up and say, "Hey, I like your hair," or "I like your outfit." Oh my God. You know what I mean? So it depends on where you are, really, in America. But that general Western idea of just approaching, because lately I've been seeing people are complaining that they don't know how to approach women because of this what's it called, feminine movement, cancel culture thing that's going on. So people have become very wary. So they won't work. If they like you, they're afraid, they are not sure. If you work in the same office, they are not sure what to say. They don't know what's proper and what's not. You know what I mean? So there's that whole confusion going on, and it's even worse now. But yeah, it's a Western thing. It's not just in Canada.
So Jay, what advice do you have for Felix now?
Your intention has to be good. Yeah, for me, I think
I don't know. I can't
because I don't say hey beautiful next time. Just
maybe
don't say beautiful. Just a hello. From a plain tough face. It's even Nigeria, they'll say, fine girl, how are you? Even market men.
My advice to Felix is this. He should maybe he should try and strike up a conversation. Maybe the lady is trying to buy something. Or just, how we used to strike up.
Inflation is very high.
Yeah, like talk about that. Or if she's like wearing a nice outfit, you can say, "Oh, like I like that top," or something like that. No. So like I don't know how to explain it, but just a conversation that is not like, "Oh, I like you, I want to have your number." Like if you guys are in the aisle of the grocery store and she's grabbing something, you can be like, "Oh, I like that brand, it's really nice," or something. Or like, "Oh, I buy that all the time, it's probably the best." So just something casual. Pardon?
I said you are giving him some expo.
I'm just letting you know, because I've had some men like walk up to me sometimes and they're like, "Oh my God, like can you give me your number?" And I'm like, "Hey God, how can I tell that?" It's uncomfortable when you just come to somebody and it's like, let's strike up a conversation and make it like, and see if the person, because you can get a pulse check. Yeah, because you can get a pulse check from somebody the way they respond to a regular conversation. So if you say, "Oh, that's a nice brand," and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool," and they walk away, it's like, okay, this person is not interested in having a conversation with me. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm giving the same advice as I can't believe I'm giving. They didn't ask me for my advice.
No. What's your opinion? Because over here we've been walking on the street where like cars will be driving. They will stop. And they will stop. They will be.
Oh girl, you don't notice cat calling, which is also part of sexual harassment.
In this Toronto,
especially in the summer, it is that one hands that don't.
Sorry to say, I will never live in Toronto. Nothing can make me come there. That place is Nigerian quarters.
You don't know what you're saying. Which of the Toronto? Anyway, my own. I'm piggy banking on what Jay has said. Strike away conversation. Canada, the one thing, number one is weather. Another thing to talk about, inflation has gone very high. So I'm upset when I go to the grocery store because things are more than 100% increase. So different things. I think there's that cultural barrier too. We have to always watch what we say, especially for the men's part. And I heard what Moya was saying about men are now scared because of maybe the Me Too movement or feminist movement or whatever. Those things, in my own opinion, should not make a man that has good intentions scared. Because if you see a woman and you like the woman and you want to approach her and you're doing it from a good place, like an innocent point of view, it's different if in your country you are used to doing yes. But you're doing who ways. It doesn't mean that it's right. You change the way.
All this. So guys, you do.
Yes.
Oh God, so and market make and do that thing.
Oh my God.
They will be pulling you. They will be pulling
It's not like
you.
market make. You pass where they are doing construction.
Oh my God.
You know what, Sammy? Put your K-leg.
They insulting you. So people are carrying trauma from our country.
I'm not carrying any trauma. Another thing is that if the woman is, for example, let me, I'm using grocery store. If the woman is on an aisle, it's in an in an aisle or whatever area. Even if you don't want to buy something there, you can play Mugu. I'm like, oh hi, excuse me, geez, have you ever had this brand? Like,
different questions.
Like, oh my goodness.
See how we have done this topic, it's all giving men pick up lines.
It's not pick up lines. I'm just trying to make a decision. I really don't know. Even if you don't want it, but then it's like a conversation or something that
can
like
lead to collecting number, but not like do the. Where's your game? Where's your game? Your pure game in this thing.
Let me just quickly say something, and then I'll just jump off because I have an appointment. So, anyways, you people are giving advice to Felix. Is that part of the deal?
No. It's not for me. Last week, you people ended up with Felix. This week, we will not end up with Felix.
They were on you last week. Okay, I didn't know that they were on you. Me, I thought that they were throwing advice your way, so I thought maybe it was part of a package deal. Okay. No wahala. There are some good guys that have gotten into trouble with this whole feminine thing. But to your point, it is true. If a man has real intentions and he expresses it whatever way he's able to express it with all the tips that have been given so far, I think the person will be okay. We're living in a world now where everybody's in their own bubble. So how else you want to get the person now if you don't make efforts? You just the person you did. So just do what you know in your heart, as long as you know your intentions are real, even though sometimes intentions, bad people will still do what bad people do. But you just kind of go and do what genuinely from your own heart is the right thing to do, as long as you don't make it all crazy. In Nigeria, is a different way altogether. If a Nigerian man walks up to me and he say, "Hey, fine girl," I understand. I'm not afraid because I know where he's coming from. I'll say, this one a Nigerian man. Oh yeah, let's go there. What are you saying? Okay, your name is okay, and all of that. So I just think we have the benefit of Nigerian culture, and wherever we live, we know how it works. So I think you have a better chance of navigating the whole process. And again, as Nigeria, you can fish out somebody who is trying to get something out of you, like fraudulently take advantage of you. You can immediately. That Nigeria sense is too sharp. That's another thing. So anyway, great topic. I say make I join on today by fire and by force. Long time. We'll go jam again. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. So we're rounding up. Yeah.
Can I say one more thing before I? Go? The only other thing I would say is don't do it at work, because when it gets to if you like somebody at work, I feel like just back off, because sexual harassment policies are evolving every day. So you don't want to get into I've heard too many horror stories of oh my God. So if you like somebody at work, just keep it to yourself. That's all I would say. Just so you don't get into because so you won't have to get into trouble with HR and stuff like that. But
a Nigerian doctor was suspended in Canada. That he blew a kiss to a colleague.
Exactly.
So and the lady was I think she's a front desk staff or something. I think so. I think it's a front, not somebody on the same level as he is. So obviously that power imbalance play and all. But how you go be man? How you go be man when you blow kiss? What's wrong with people?
What the hell? What's that?
When you get so familiar and you forget your sense, you're not their house. In Nigeria,
not your friend.
And since when did Nigerian men start blowing kiss? Maybe they don't do that. I don't know.
So this is a very delicate issue. If you're working, mostly people that work in healthcare section, sometimes nurses or doctors or healthcare worker. I believe that sometimes men women also sometimes try to tease you up at work.
Yeah.
Women do the same. Most times I've seen that, like, women would just come and kick you, come and do you some things. And personally, me, when you are doing it, I'll become a woman because I don't want to reciprocate her back, especially at work. Yeah. Because that thing you are doing me, if I do it back to you, it will become an act.
There's more consequences for you as a man.
So maybe that woman may have been doing the same before the man will now say, okay, bro, I blow you kiss. His own kiss now becomes a problem. I have seen this thing many times where at work, the people that, because you're good, maybe you are jovial, you used to play a lot, and like, honestly, every time I used to get kicked from women at work. It's not because I cannot kick you back, like they'll come and kick you, hey, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? You're doing coffee, do for me, all those stuffs. If you reciprocate back in the way they react to you, they will, for me, they will take it another way around. So the best thing is that, shut your mouth. Maybe, so we don't know really what happened there, but in healthcare section, I must tell you the truth. If they go to investigate, that woman maybe have been doing the same to the man, passing the same thing one way or the other, and the man decide to return back, and they call it
this
happens all the time.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
See how we have deviated.
So we are rounding up anyways.
Proposal topic. Oh my goodness.
We are rounding up. So your final words on the topic of today.
In general. Anybody can go.
Okay. Okay. My final. Let me. Okay. My final word on the topic of today about proposal is this.
Yeah.
So you as a man, you have to be very, very, let's say, I'll say you have to be very, very vigilant and be sensitive. You should have communicated with your partner to a extent that you know that this relationship is going to end in marriage. There are some kind of talks you will have engaged in the past that you will be very sure that this person is going to end up being my wife. Those conversations will have strike up. How do what are your aspirations about family, settling down, and all those stuffs? And you will be very sure that this person is the only person that I am the only person this person is dating, and she's the only one. Not that I am the only one dating in the relationship. You know, there are some relationship, the two of you will be in, you'll be the only one dating in that relationship. The other person is not there. Those things will. So before you now come out to do your public show affection and all those stuffs, and so I believe that, in this case, I don't blame the women. The only one I blame is the one that was beating the man, because there is no reason why you should engage in violence or eating someone else. If you want to say no, just walk away. You don't have to, be humiliating the guy. You've saying no alone has humiliated the guy, and now beating, that one is out of it. Come on. If I'm the guy, I'm going to slap her back. I don't care. I will just slap her back and walk away. Why will you slap me? But that's by design. I'm not supporting violence for violence, but that's the truth. As a man, we should be guys outside there. I know this generation, they are under a lot of pressure. During my time, in fact, 2 days ago was my 11th year anniversary, wedding anniversary. So, social media pressure like that. We just my engagement was on phone. We call it ourselves. It was on phone. So, another thing I want to say that we should also try and look back and come back home instead of embracing foreign culture. I don't see any reason why people should be doing all this public show of shame. I see it as a public show of shame. You can one on one, you can propose to each other and agree. There, if you say no, then nobody will feel somehow. So guys should be very, very, should not put themselves in that position, and women also should not put themselves in the position whereby a guy will be getting a wrong signal, wrong information that, I'm going to settle down with it. Because somebody that you are not going to settle down with, why are you even giving that person so much opportunity or dating him for a long time? Yeah. There are some relationships that you engage into, that you are both just catching cruise, just having fun. You should define it from the beginning and let them, and you should know, even if you don't define it, let it be clear to each other that this, oh boy, this relationship is not going anywhere, so that the guy will not be having wrong information, wrong signal, and that I can propose to him publicly. And the finally, like everybody has said, that there are some guys that they have behaved badly and they want to use that to cover all their bad character and say, oh, if I do this public proposal, she's going to, suddenly accept me and do. No, don't do that. Make sure that you have put yourself in a position that a woman will be very happy to accept to spend the rest of her life with before you make it proposal. Don't think that because your bad behavior and you want to cover it with bringing out a ring. That's not in this generation. We don't accept that. So that's my final.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next person.
Today we are ending with the Canadians today. The Canadian.
Let me go next, so I can listen to what Felix has to say. I think what I said from the beginning is your relationship is not necessarily over, but you have a lot of work to do, right? Mm-hmm. Your communication is not good and you need to reevaluate your relationship. Mm-hmm. Talk about what you want. I feel like, and I said this earlier, people are afraid to have conversations about proposals or marriage. A lot of times the women want to be surprised, so they don't want to know, but they don't want to say anything. And it's like, just open your mouth and talk. Like I said earlier, I was very explicit with my fiance. I'm like, I don't want public proposal. I don't care whether it's in a restaurant. I don't care whether, I just don't want. I just want it to be me and you, because I feel like I always want to be surrounded by people that I know have my best interest at heart. When you're making such a huge commitment to start the process of getting married. So I told him, I'm like, I don't want anybody else. I want it to be a private proposal. So open your mouth and just say it. Like, don't be afraid to have these conversations, because if you can't even have these conversations now and you're not married, when you get married, like you're even entering into like into deeper, problems if you can't even have those basic communications. So talk to your partner, know what you want. And you know what? I know we're saying, oh, this Western culture, stuff like that. Some of our people like noise. Like they like the splash, they like the glitz, they like the show. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, just make sure that it's the person that you want it with, and communicate that as well. Mm-hmm. And not just the type of proposal that you want, but if you actually you're ready to get married. Like I told my fiance when we first started dating, I'm like, I would probably want to date you for like 2-3 years before I make that decision to want to get married. Mm-hmm. Right. And then even in the relationship, we're talking and we will talk about it. I'm like, oh, like, I don't think I'm ready to get married yet. Like, I want to do this, and this before I get married. I don't think I want to have children yet. Like, just talk about those conversations. Mm-hmm. Like, you cannot over communicate in your relationship. Just keep talking about it so that you don't end up in a situation where somebody can actually say no, and then you are completely like surprised. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. Yeah. Thank you, ladies, so much. I enjoyed chatting with you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be listening in the background.
Yeah. Felix. Felix. They always people used to call you Felix. Yeah. All them Samolu will say Felix. I think Dr. That's what she said. Felix. So anyway, we will say you be Felix. Mm-hmm. So what do you have to say?
I think Sam have said a lot about it, but just to add to what he already said earlier, I think sharing vision also is very important in a relationship before marriage, because another point is like, I want to be a doctor, and the woman don't want the husband to be a doctor. I want to be a politician. In 10 years, I want to be a politician.
Yeah.
And the woman don't want the husband to go into politics. So visions of what do you think? What do you want to be in 10 years? What are your expectations in 15 years? They are long-term goals.
Yeah.
Those things are very important to discuss when you are in a relationship, because from there you will see the point. I've seen many women say, I don't want to marry a politician. Any man that will go into politics, I swear, I will never be with the man. So when you see that kind of person, and you also, every time you're telling the woman about politics, you see that there is already something that is not right.
Yeah.
Yes. And you also, maybe your wife want to go into public office, and you don't want, especially where we are coming from, we want our wives to be at home, cook egusi and then salad, make a bath. When you return back home,
spread your
she
legs,
will massage you, spread your legs, and right. So, but the woman, the lady wants to own a boutique and all. So these things, so men see it as intimidating. Women see it also as intimidating, because when you are justifying yourself as a man that I will not marry this woman because I'm seeing that she wants to be a model, she wants to go into politics, or she wants to be a medical doctor, she's going to have too much power, she wants to be a lawyer, tomorrow she wants to be a judge. I don't think I'm going to contain it because she knows a lot of things. The same way you are afraid of that woman, that's the same way the woman is afraid of you. So it's always two ways. But when you people share visions, it helps to balance the love planning. You want to be a doctor, oh, I love it. You want to be a lawyer, I will be happy to see that. You want to be a business tycoon, open up communication. Open up communication is very important. So when those things are in place, it can help you direct yourself. It's not all about spirituality. I know they say it's God that give. God don't give wife. God only bless. God don't give wife. God only bless marriage. So as well, God can take away the blessing if things are not working right. So don't think that because you marry, you're going to be blessed. No. If the things are not right, God can still take away the blessing. That is why he said, can two walk if they are not in agreement? So there must be agreement before that attract the blessings. So it's two ways.
Two people have to work together to
there must be open communication to make the blessings come down. So it's when you find the person that character-wise, two of you are compatible, vision-wise, two of you are compatible, relationship-wise, two of you are compatible, then you can now move it to level of praying. Let this perfect in work. That you have found someone that suits you, that you want to be with. So these things are the things that confuse sometimes. Let me use the word we Christians. Every time we go to Pastor Emeka say, you want to marry me, should I marry Emeka? It is not the decision of the pastor or the decision of the prophet to make it. It is your choice that said, I want to marry Emeka, I want to marry Amaka, and bring it to the pastor. Pastor will only, even the vow you're taking self, pastor is not permitted to do that, but I don't want to discuss that today.
And now on a marriage topic.
So basically, I hope I didn't cut.
Sorry, did we cut? Did it freeze?
I think it froze.
Felix, don't freeze. Felix was going
freeze.
On the road.
Felix freeze like who want holy water.
I cannot allow it to be looking like that.
Yeah. So, and Felix, if you're on freeze.
Felix, are you there?
So anyways, I think what everybody is trying to say is that just make sure that your relationship, what the whole panel is trying to say.
Samolu, you don't know what's going on in that picture.
Samolu,
this very important picture.
This is the one that went to propose to the girlfriend in church before the altar. And the lady must have said no. And you can see the picture on the right. The man is like, oh my goodness.
He's dejected.
With his ring still opened down. The shoes and all those things.
And the pastor appears to be consoling him.
Yeah, pastor said, take hearts. You know?
Felix, it's like it has disconnected.
Yeah. So everybody's saying the same. I think everybody's...
We all agreed on the same thing, that if the relationship, if the woman says no, like our thumbnail said, the woman says no, it doesn't mean that the relationship is over. It means there's a crack. You have to reevaluate yourself and the entire relationship.
See, but they are wearing Aswebi. Anko. They don't call it Aswebi. They call it Anko. It's part of the relationship.
Even could not say the relationship.
It's part of relationship goals.
Oh my goodness.
It's part of relationship goals.
Felix, we lost you there with your final words, but we get the whole gist and what you're talking about. And thank you so much to everybody that called in. I think we're rounding up there. Thank you to everyone who joined the first and the second live, to those that will continue to
watch. Please.
And people just see this Ashebi picture.
This Ashebi thing was there now.
It's not the things that we put to.
Maybe the story was too plenty.
Please,
if you are here, I think Felix,
Oh, Felix came back. Okay, Felix.
If you are here and you have not smashed the like button,
my phone went off. So I can't quickly connect with my laptop.
Okay.
Okay. Then is this your fan? You should say not be Nigeria you day.
I'm inside office. I'm at work.
I know your work.
This is cancer for medication.
I know your work. I know. So your conclusion before we close.
So I've said the thing is that in relationship, just visions shared and ideas shared. When visions are shared, that is the most important thing. That helps. And when someone rejects you, as I said earlier, you need to find out the fault is not from you, move on. If it's the fault is from you, try to fix it. Women have right to say no, whether you are be a good guy, but maybe she don't see you worthy that I can't be with you. And you need to move on. And you don't need to stick yourself. And that's all I have to say. And very importantly, God don't give wife.
That's for the man that went to buy a straps here, B. I hope you will see this video. God don't give wife.
God don't give wife. And I don't want to discuss it. Maybe after the topic, we can talk it. God don't give wife. And pastor have no right to say this is who God have ordained for you. It's you that will find the woman. It's also the woman that can find you. It's even the woman can find you. It helps. So it's not must it be a man that can find you. A woman can be around you and you are not seeing that. And the woman is seeing something that you're not seeing. There's a way you can approach the man without toasting the man. And the man will draw the attention of the man.
Okay, so now we go enter that part now another time.
How to approach a man. Oh my
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, so happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Felix. Okay, we'll be rounding up now. Thank you so much, Felix.
We forgot to say that happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Yeah, thanks, Amonu. Happy Valentine's Day to you. To everyone that called, to people in the comment section that are commenting, those from Facebook, those from YouTube, we really appreciate you all. And those who are watching us and they are not commenting, we appreciate you. Please don't forget to smash the like button. If this weekend is Valentine, you celebrate, we are celebrating it.
Yeah. This is evidence now. We're ready.
This weekend. And we have been on lockdown for so long.
We're still on lockdown, but nothing can stop love.
So since the premier is lifting up some of the things from the lockdown,
I don't want to talk about that.
We are going to be celebrating the Valentine in a very big way.
In Valentino, yeah. For people who tried calling in and you couldn't get it, I don't know why but maybe try next week because we're here same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week.
And the topic for next week is hot.
And the community page, what we're talking about. Thank you to participate in the poll. Very good participation in our polls at the community page because it helps us know that people are actually seeing and looking at for it. So we still lockdown, no, some partial. They will tell you today is 50%. Tomorrow they will close school. Next tomorrow they will close some places. So we are very we're tired of the whole mandate.
That's why we're going to celebrate this lovers weekend.
Nothing will stop us from celebrating the weekend of love. Yes. So thank you so much to everybody that joined in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, leave a comment in the comment section after
and the question for those that will come and watch back, please.
Yes.
Answer the question, okay? My man proposed, I said no. It's our relationship over. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.
I think we're finished.
We hate to say goodbye, but we know we're gonna be seeing you on
next week. Same time next week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are no longer on lockdown, but some of us are working from. Yes. Very true. Very true.
We're going to be seeing you all next week. And make sure you take very good care of yourself. Stay safe.
Spoil yourself silly.
This weekend.
If you don't have anybody to take your Valentine, be your own Valentine.
Take yourself out.
Yeah.
Send love to somebody. Give love.
Yes.
You might receive love. Spread love.
Women, give your men gifts. Stop giving
only boxers and singlets, aka man vest.
Be more creative. Don't give nylon shirt like someone looks ex-girlfriend.
And don't be cooking only food for the relationship.
Think about go beyond the box. At least surprise your man. Because it's also surprising you. So if you like surprises, you to surprise the person. Hey, be creative, be spontaneous. Be spontaneous, ladies. Well, this will not be relationship advice.
Okay, not be relationship advice. Valentine's.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Anyways,
bye, President Amaka. Okay.
Until we see you all next time.
And make sense.